We've changed the Paph classification schedule so that the classes are now based on their subgenera. This will make entering the plants and judging them much easier and fairer. It'll also help you in growing them. The old schedule was put together decades ago when not much was known about this genus, and unfortunately, it's caused a lot of confusion. And that's because it was based on the Cattleya classification, where we put the Cattleyas with the same color in the same class, the whites with the whites, and so on. But even with the Cattleyas, we realize that some flowers can't be judged together just because they happen to be the same color. For instance, the Brasavolas are never judged with the standard cats. The Brasavolas, like several genera, are judged together no matter what their color. The same holds true for Myrmecophilas. Although these all are white dendrobiums, they're classified separately by their different sections. This helps us in understanding how to grow them. You wouldn't have the same culture for a Phalananthe as you would for a Nobile. Like the dens, those plants related in the same Paph subgenus would be grown with similar culture. The other problem with trying to classify Paphs by color is that they're notorious for having more than one color in the same flower. What's the predominant color of number 1? What about number 3? And how can you choose a color for number 5? These are all seedlings of the cross Flighty Fred. The fairest way to judge these is to decide which seedling of this cross is the best, not judge the pink or the bronze or the spotted against unrelated plants. So let's take this pink flower. Under the old schedule, we would have put these two pink flowers in the same class, but they're as unrelated as the Brasavolas and the Myrmecophilas. The plants in each row are in the same subgenus. At first, just looking at the colors, they look wildly different, but there's an easy and very simple way to determine which ones go together in their same subgenus. You can download this chart from the SWROGA website. So let's take a few seconds in just a few words to point out how to separate the subgenera by one or two distinguishing characteristics. The flowers in this class all have a thin pouch with pleats. These have a very short flower stem. The important two features on these are the top flower part, which we call the dorsal sepal, is always striped, and the leaves are always mottled. This cutie has short, horizontal, corkscrew twisted petals. At first, these flowers don't look like they have anything in common, but the telltale characteristics of the species of this unique subgenus are that the top sepal does not have those distinct stripes, the petals are narrow, and the leaves are plain with no markings. If it has 3 or more flowers on a stem, it goes here. And these are the classic bulldogs. The petals are wide, the leaves are plain, and the dorsal sepal never has distinct stripes. That's it. There are some hybrids between the subgenera. If it doesn't fit any of those descriptions, we put it in this class. 2 dead giveaways. Look to see if the top flower part is striped or not, and the leaves are mottled or plain. Now, this is a practice to demonstrate how easy these classifications are. I'll show you 7 flowers. Because the color doesn't affect the class, all of them will be white or whitish. After I show you the flower, hit pause until you figure out which group it belongs to. Ready? This is your first. Hit pause until you figure the subgenus it belongs to. This should have been easy. All the members of the Brachypetalum have short inflorescences which make them ideal for a windowsill. Again, hit pause. This is the largest subgenus, and it's probably the easiest to start growing paphs. Remember, besides the striped sepal, the leaves are always mottled. Pause the program. These are more challenging in the Gulf South since they come from highland altitudes with nights in the 60s. They also have the widest variations in their color patterns. Okay, hit pause again. These are the bulldogs. They're complex hybrids of the previous group and have wide petals with large flowers. There are hobbyists that only grow these, and you can see why. This one should be easy. If it has 3 or more flowers on a stem, it's a multifloral. A well-grown plant from this group is always a showstopper. Stop the program. Cochlopetalums are easy to grow, and all of them look very much alike. Another subgenus we've already looked at will make 1 or 2 sequential flowers. The Cochlopetalums can make a dozen or more. This is the last one. This is the subgenus that most closely resembles the Cypripediums. These bizarro flowers come from the highlands of Vietnam and southern China, and new species are still being discovered in this century. I hope this was helpful. There's an endless variety of these beauties. With this new appreciation, perhaps you'll consider growing more of this fascinating genus.